Hey guys, got a little project I'm working on tonight. Thought you guys might like to come along with me on it. Doing a couple of things. I'm doing a project and I'm doing a review. I bought this Chicago Electric's rotary tool. Been wanting one of these. It's like a Dremel tool. It's just Chicago Electric's Harbor Freight's cheap version. And then I bought this little set of saw blades and arbors to go with it. It's got several different size little blades, and the set comes with these attachments. It's got a wire wheel. It's got a little sanding drum, buffing wheel, little stones, diamond wheels. Just kind of a neat little beginner set. It was $24.99, and then I had a 20% off coupon, so that took another $5 or $6 off of it. So all in all, the rotary tool and the blade set, everything was like $32. So now my project I'm working on, and I've already started on it. I bought this Hobart welding hood from Tractor Supply. It's a small lens. It's got a flip up front, and I've already took the headgear out of it, and I'm actually taking it apart. I'm cutting it up, and what I'm going to use it for. Before I tell you, it was regular $26.99. This was an open package special, and they had it on sale for $20.25. So before you think I've lost my mind cutting up a $100 welding hood, I hadn't. It's just a cheap welding hood. Now, this on the other hand, this old hood is rough looking. It's beat up. It's scratched up. It's dirty. This is a $100 welding hood. This is actually one of my favorite welding hoods. There's no way I'd take a cutting tool to it. Matter of fact, the band that come out of the Hobart actually fit in here because my headband had messed up. So I'm trying the headband in this one. It's not an exact fit, but it works. But this one is Blue Point off Snap-on truck, and it's actually made by Jackson. And I'll show you one other one. This is my straight front Jackson. I really like this hood, especially if you're welding overhead. I'm not a big fan of the auto darkening hoods. I've been welding for quite a few years. I started welding back in the 80s, and when I started welding school, the auto darkening hoods were just coming out. So the quality of the auto darkening hoods then was not real great. I learned to weld with a manual hood, and that's what I like. That's what I stick with. I don't have an auto darkening hood. So let's get back to work on this. I've already started cutting. What I'm doing here is I take me a pattern around so I can cut it straight. And this is the first section I'm cutting off. So let's go back to what I was doing here. I tell you, I really like this little rotary tool. It's doing a good job. It's cutting it nice and clean and straight. Now let's see if we can get this last little section right here. All right, well there's the top off of it, and I'm actually saving the pieces because I may need them in some other areas. But that's the first cut made. That got the top off of it. And I know I haven't said what I'm making yet, but it's it'll be an interesting piece, and I think you guys will like it. So we're just gonna keep working at it, and you'll see it unfold as it happens. All right. Well, there was where the first cut was made, where I cut this piece off of it. And now I've got taped up to cut the second piece off. Let's see how this piece goes. I think when I cut that last piece off, I forgot to turn my camera where you could see it, so I apologize for that. Trying to make sure that my fingers stay clear of where I'm cutting at. And there is my second cut done. Alright, so now we've got the other piece cut off. Now we're going to cut the two sides down and go from there. Perfect. Alrighty. Well, that's got a welding helmet pretty much cut up. Now let's see where we can go from here. Alright, so now really kind of trying to figure out exactly how I'm going to do this. And I know I haven't told you what it is yet, so just give me a little bit. I'll explain it. But this is where I'm going to start at. This was the top that I cut off. Made me a nice little mess to clean up in here. I meant to clean off me. Alright, so let me do a little more figuring and we will come back soon. Hey guys, I had to make a quick trip to Harbor Freight. Got as far as I could go on this little project and ended up having a little problem with my rotary tool that I had bought. I think something like a bearing was trying to go out in it. So I ended up taking it back to Harbor Freight and getting a different one. Well, in the meantime, I was trying to figure out how I was going to attach this top back on where I cut this off. And so I was toying around with several different ideas, and got to watching some videos on plastic welding. And this helmet, looking at the code in there, it's got I know it's kind of hard, you can't see it, but it says PP on the inside. So it's polypropylene, which means it can be welded. And so I went to Harbor Freight for $16. I got this. It's like a soldering iron, but it's plastic welder set up, and it come with, Lord, I'll leave everything in here. It come with these plastic filler rods, and I've already done one side because I wanted to try it out and see how it did. But I'm gonna show you on this other side as I do it. And if you notice, I got a little bit of a gap right there, and this fills it nicely. Now, it's not the prettiest thing in the world. It definitely doesn't look like a really nice bead off of a welded metal, but it's definitely different, unique, and I'm gonna show you a little bit about doing it. I'm learning myself. This is the first time I've ever tried to weld any plastic, but it's definitely interesting, and it seems to work very well. So I'll show you how I'm doing it and kind of explain things. All right, so maybe I can do this without getting in the way too bad. But you can see right here on the end where I had already tacked it in place. And so what I'm going to do, put something in there to kind of help hold it upright. And I try and use what little plastic's there to go on and seal it up before I start adding my filler rod in. This side's going to fill up pretty nice. I had a bigger gap on the other side, but I really wanted to try it out before I tried showing you guys what I was doing. But basically just set the filler rod down and then use your iron to bring material down off your filler rod and to fill the crack. Now this side is not taking as much filler rod as the other side did. And then you just kind of come back, kind of smooth over it a little bit. Push your material over the crack where you need it, and make sure we got a good bonded seam there. And then you can look inside. I don't know if you can see inside. I don't have the best light, but you can see where it's bled through. So I know, like on this side, it bled through. So I know I've got a good solid seam. Now we're going to come back to the front, and you can see here where I had tacked it. I got 4 tacks. So I'm going to come back and kind of do the same thing that I did on the other side, and just start bonding it together without filler rod. And then I'm going to come back and add filler rod down as I need it. Actually, the front I think is going to seam together really nice with the existing plastic that's here. I may not need to add any filler rod at all. I don't know that I'm going to have to add any, guys, because it is actually closing up very, very nice. Well, there we go. That is one completely welded seam all the way around. I think what I am going to do though is I'm going to come back on the inside here, and I'm going to come back in the middle and maybe put just a line right down here, just a good tack in the center. And I know that I really can't see what I'm doing in here. There's not the greatest light either. There we go. There we go. Just want a little bit right in the middle in there, just to make sure that it's bonded all the way through. Well, I don't think there's a thing in the world wrong with that. Got a little trimming there to do to make it trim down and look better. Kind of fix these edges a little bit, but overall, I'm gonna call that done. So to show you my project, this is what I was making. Don't have the camera in it, it's just got the camera mount. But this is it mounted on my tripod. Close the lid, and if I want to, I got a couple of projects I want to do that I can, with my welder, that I can video the welding with my camera inside the housing. And you see how I mounted it. I've got a screw going into the top, a spacer, which I need a little longer screw and a little longer spacer, and this is the holder for my camera, and my camera will fit in like this, and then just close the lid and you can weld, open the lid and see what you're working on. So that is my project that I was working on. It is a housing for my camera to be able to video the welding process. And I actually learned a new welding process in the meantime with the plastic welding. I am very pleased with the way it turned out. I think it looks very good. I will get a different lens to go in it. I'm a big fan of the gold lens. Now this helmet's dirty, but you can see it's got a mirrored gold lens in it. Makes all the difference in the world in your visibility while you're welding. It's just so much clearer, so much better looking. But so that is that's the project I've been working on. I am very pleased with it. I'm very happy with it, and hopefully I will get to use it soon, and I can show you guys some videos with it in action. But I appreciate you taking the time to watch my little video here. But appreciate you taking your time to watch my video. I hope maybe I shared something, maybe you learned a little something. If you got something in mind and you want to build it, just get out and try it. See what you can do to build it. I think all in all, this little project The welding helmet was $26. I got it on sale because it's an open box special for 20 and some change. The screw, the washers, and the wing nut was another $2. And by the time I buy a gold lens, it'll have about 8 or 10 bucks in the gold lens. So all in all, I'm gonna have under $40 in this project. I'm not counting the little plastic welder I bought for 16 and the rotary tool, because I will use them in other projects. But if you like what you saw, if you like the project, please leave me a comment. Click subscribe and hit the little dingy bell there, and it'll notify you when I upload any other videos. But this has been a fun little project, something I can do indoors in the house. It's nice and cool here in my little office. So hope you guys stay safe, stay cool, and until next time, see y'all later.